Hi, Kaiser Phoenix, Phoenix Kane. I saw a play. Brilliant. No, I saw a play at the Muny last night. It was Camelot. The Muny is the theater in Forest Park in St. Louis, if you're wondering, if you're not from the area. It's an outdoor theater that pretty much always does musicals in the summer. Seats about 11,000. It's very large, and it has free seats, free cheap-ass seats. We were pretty far from the stage. Camelot had been recommended to me by a friend of mine. It's probably one of her favorite musicals, I would say, and she really likes it. She warned that it's kind of long and not necessarily the happeningest musical, but some of those aspects would turn out to be true. Let's see here. Camelot. It started off, I think, in 1960, around that time. The original cast included, oh God, I'm forgetting who played Arthur. Julie Andrews played Lady Guinevere, and Robert Goulet was Lancelot. Arthur was maybe Richard Burton? I'm totally forgetting the name. Anyway, it's about the Arthurian legends. At least it's based upon them. A lot of the show is based upon the whole love triangle between Arthur, Lancelot, and Guinevere. Now, what I thought about the musical, I liked it. It's kind of sophisticated, intelligent. You got to think about it. It's not necessarily something that's going to razzle dazzle you and entertain you like some of the musicals that are popular these days, these decades. We were actually discussing how she and I, the friend who liked the musical, were kind of born in the wrong musical decade. We would have been good to have been born around the time that musical was coming out, because then we could sing that style and totally kick it in the ass. I did notice that the two male leads were pretty much singing in a vocal style and range that I could do, which is kind of cool. The music is pretty. Everything's pretty about it. In general, it kind of reminded me of a ballet almost, with songs and lines. Everything was very in control. It was kind of low-key, in control, and beautiful. There was nothing really, real jerky or flashy. There were some minor dances. I'm told there was a big dance scene that was cut originally from the first production. Originally it was extremely long. It's been shortened a bit over time, though different songs have been put back in. If you're a Camelot fan, the version I saw did have Fie on Goodness, which I enjoyed. It's a fun villain song. I'm not sure how much of it was in it. My friend said that sometimes they put in half of it, something like that. Anyway, my favorite part of the show is probably the end of the first act. There's been a long build up to the end of the first act, the whole love triangle thing, and at the end, Arthur has this very powerful monologue where he basically has to choose between putting the king and the kingdom before himself as a man. He has to choose between what he has created, the Knights of the Round Table, a more civilized order and law and way of doing things in the medieval times, or taking out his vengeance upon Lancelot and Guinevere for betraying his love and trust with their emotional affair. I don't think it was physical at that time yet. I don't believe so. Anyway, emotional affair. And I thought that was powerful. The way they did it was a powerful scene. It's kind of an inner monologue with himself. Everything else is frozen at that point. It's kind of cool. My friend was right in that it is kind of a longer show. It feels longer. Like I said, it's low-key, so sometimes that can drag a little bit. The ending can be flat to people. I know my friend Nick was sitting right next to me. He didn't like the ending so much. I think, you think about the ending, it's kind of powerful. The whole play itself has great themes of mercy and forgiveness and love and putting the greater cause before yourself. And even though there's a bunch of drama and there's a bunch of sacrifice you have to make in doing that, if you actually change one person's life because of it, then it's all worth it. And in the end, that's what happens with Camelot. Arthur meets young boy Tom who wants to fight for him, wants to hold the ideals for him, and he realizes it's all worth it. All his pain and heartache and all the deaths of his friends and everything like that, it's all worth it. Which I think is a very powerful statement on putting a great cause before yourself, or actually fighting for that cause, or fighting for anything, really. I thought it's got good meanings. That's what you have to look for in Camelot, is the message. It's not necessarily gonna surprise you with crazy backflips or dance numbers or anything like that, but it's the emotions and the meanings behind it. That's what sells Camelot, I think. And it's got pretty music. That's good and fine too. I know the most infamous number that I know would be, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's the song Lancelot sings to Guinevere. Something about never leaving her. Yeah. It's lost a little bit of its power for me when I realized that it was sung by a man to another man's wife. That's a little awkward. So I liked it. It is playing at the Muny through Sunday, I believe. I don't know why I looked at a clock to look at the dates, but not that I'm going to post this in time, but I don't know, I kind of liked it. When I see it again, I would like to see another company's take on it, certainly. I think it could be a little more high energy. There was a lot of sing talking in the show by Arthur and some of the other characters, and I kind of wondered, I know that's the way it was originally written, I kind of wonder if it would be improved upon if they went for a little bit more power in the singing, maybe a little more showboating in the singing, which, just curious to see how it would be. I would love to be in the show. I think there's certainly some roles in there that I could sing vocally. I don't know if I could physically be like that, but I'd be interested in seeing it again. So yeah, Camelot. Would I recommend it? Sure, why not? See you next time.